Hello and many thanks for joining us. The resilience of Nigerians as a people is always applauded and commended by development scholars and politicians alike. It means we've been through thick and thin, as well as circumstances that threaten our union. But we remain united as one strong, indivisible nation. The ability to manage our diversity even in the face of adversity makes Nigeria unique. On the program today, our focus is on peaceful coexistence. Of course, there are many sides to every coin, and I'm sure you want to know all the sides to the topic. It promises to be a robust package, and if you are just tuning in, you are right on time. It is 30 minutes on NTA News 24. I am Mitaire Ikpen. The benefits and advantages of living in peace and harmony cannot be overemphasized as prerequisites for development. What are the ties that bind us together as a people? Let's find out in this first report by Lydia Samson.
22-year-old Chiolumu Francis is amongst many here to pick up an American visa. However, he says he's not checking out of Nigeria, despite the challenges bedeviling the country.
Why are you not checking out?
Nigeria is my country, so I don't have anywhere to run to.
Wherever you go, you come.
I'll come back. No place like home. As a country, we have to... I know the best thing that we need to keep to sustain us is peace. So I won't partake in anything that will bring violence in my country, which I know will scatter our country. Many are running out because of the insecurity or the unpeaceful situation we're having. So as a youth coming up, my own advice to Nigerians is for us to live in peace. So any advocate that will bring peace is what I would suggest we should go into.
Speaking on living together in peace, he recalls how growing up, his parents were emphatic on respect, mutual coexistence, and understanding of differences of the people. He says the youths perpetrating violence must realize nothing is achieved without peace.
Plato wanted to be a politician, but because of the war that happened between Greece and Athens and Sparta, he decided to become a philosopher. So that is to show there is nothing in war, there is nothing in crisis. So as a country, I will advise us so that we will not keep pushing even our own citizens away. Anything that will bring peace, I will advocate. We are brothers, as human, we are one. We don't know ourselves. We all believe that we come from somewhere. And where we come from, we don't know how we came about. So we just don't be having division now that we have come to realize we are human beings. So I will advise us as a country to keep together because we don't have anywhere to go, So we should do anything that will bring us together.
Peace is staying together, and it doesn't simply mean the absence of chaos. It doesn't simply mean the absence of trouble. But there is a way we can manage ourselves where there will be no chaos, no problem. Though those facts are not exempted, they are there. But there's a way we can manage as family, as society, as community, and everything will be going on progressively.
Got it wrong is when we began to be more selfish. We have become less tolerant. I think we need to be more accommodating. We need to understand that nobody is perfect. We need to be more forgiving. So even in the family, for there to be peace, there needs to be forgiveness. In the larger society, we also need to be more forgiving, more accommodating, more tolerant, and also realize that we need to be together, united, stronger, to be better. Where there is peace, there is progress. Progress is eluding us because there is no peace. Where there is peace, there is strength. Where there is peace, there is love. All these are missing because we are no longer tolerating each other.
Living together in peace is about accepting differences and having the ability to listen to, recognize, and respect others. Martin Luther King noted, and I quote, True peace is not merely the absence of tension, it is the presence of justice. End of quote. Respondents acknowledge that peace is a fundamental component of community development, personal growth, and survival of our planet and community. Similarly, at the heart of every faith, community, and culture, there is the need to advance peaceful coexistence to enhance productive, meaningful lives and sustainable societies. What then are the threats to peace?
If we want to follow the way God actually created a human being, He created us to cohabit, to live together. And living together gives strength. But to live together, there's one thing that we have forgotten, and that is love. If we love each other and we know that we are all created by God, and what I know one will do to me and I will not be happy, and I stand not to do it to somebody, obviously we will have peace, we'll have a good society to live in.
Every individual must make efforts to bring peace in our little corner, in our little homes, in our villages, in our town, in our community, in our relationship, even in the church, in the marketplace, even in the school, even in the society. One of the things I've come to realize when we talk about peace, if the peace can start from the home front, I believe the peace we are talking about will spread to the market, will spread to the farm, will spread to the villages, will spread to the community. But we lose it right from the family. When parents begin to fight in front of their children, the children lose their peace, parents lose their peace. Most times we discover in the olden days, we hardly see our parents fighting each other. We see them living in peace. In the night, they come out in the moon and they discuss, they play, they tell stories, and children follow suit. Everybody smiles. Everybody sleep in peace. No bad dreams. Things are just moving on fine. But after some time, we see parents fighting each other, saying negative words in the presence of their children. And the children are discovered, maybe this is the way it ought to be. Because the Bible says, train up a child in the way he should go. And when he's old, he will not depart from it. So the kind of training our children get, this generation are having, what they are saying, what we the elders are transmitting to them, give them the energy. And that energy is what they are transmitting to the society.
Among Community of Nations, 5 principles of peaceful coexistence are mutual respect for sovereignty and territorial integrity, mutual non-aggression, non-interference in each other's internal affairs, equality and mutual benefit, and peaceful coexistence. Experts note that building blocks to peace start from the family unit, which plays a critical role in fostering peace.
These days, parents are no more there for their children, talking about having feelings for one another, loving oneself and loving others. So they just wake up in the morning. For instance, as a parent, you are going, you don't know what your child is up to. You dress them for school. As they are going, you are telling them, don't relate with this person. Don't relate with that person. That person is my enemy. And as such, I wouldn't want you to discuss or to have anything to do with that family. The child grows up in that manner, gets to school, and begin to select the people to work with, to move with, to speak with. That's the foundation of disunity, if I may put it. And that will lead to unrest in all ways. If you look at our society today, there is no peace because there is no human feelings anymore. Imagine a child of 3 wanting to make sure another person is injured. A child of 7, 3, pursuing or running after a child of 7 and telling the child, I will kill you. Go to schools, you see what we see at school today. They come with knife. I had a situation of a child in basic 2 who had promised the previous day that he was coming to the school with a knife to stab his classmate because they were saying something negative about him. How old? 7. That is to say, right from the home, we already have challenges. So they will not live in peace. Such children will not want to live in peace. They believe that solving problem today should be by violence and not in peace, not to be discussed. So I think this whole thing begins from the house, begin from the home. They say charity begins at home. It totally starts from the home. If we're able to inculcate in our children that to live in love, to live in unity is the best, I think they will do better.
There's advocacy for tolerance in approaching others and in dealing with individual differences.
Whether you're a Christian, you're a Muslim, or you are a traditional African worship, or whatever you believe, we should first of all think of the life of every individual, the comfort of every human being, and how it should be well with every one of us.
So if the government puts in place things that will make people happy, things that will make them want to live as one family, I think we will have peace. All this insecurity won't be there. Now you are afraid to take a child to school. Look at the case in America. 18 years old child wanted to celebrate birthday, just declared that my birthday gift will be 2 guns. He went to purchase a gun, entered the school and did what? And finished how many children? Why? Because the level of hardship. Maybe if you check it out, the level of hardship. They are not occupied. They don't have anything to occupy them. What they see is evil everywhere. They are looking for money they can't get. They can't go to good schools because maybe their parents cannot afford it. And these are things the government can put in place.
Politicians, in pursuit of their political interest, and misled the people. And so people now begin to think more of where they came from, where they worship, and all those things. Once we leave those things behind and see that we are one country, then I think we can forge ahead.
There is optimism that with concerted approach from the home, schools and communities can rekindle respect for diversity and sustain the concept of living together in peace.
Indeed, acknowledging and respecting our differences help us imbibe tolerance for one another. Many thanks to Lydia for that report. Now, experts agree that justice and equity are necessary conditions for peace and development. Thomas Ogbetere, in our next report, brings us up to speed on efforts by citizens and relevant agencies of government to foster peace and unity in the land.
26-year-old Jody Adaize Frank is a graduate of sociology and psychology. As a peace ambassador, she believes that living in peace and harmony is a major catalyst to national development.
In any sector, in every community, peace has always played a key role in development to any society you can think of. You can name it China, America, Canada, you know. So peace has always been the bedrock to whatever development that comes into a nation. So without peace, there cannot be growth. There can only be stagnation. As a country, Nigeria needs peace. We need unity. We need harmony. We need to come together and know what we want, especially as youths. I want to talk about the youth angle right now, as a youth.
She says one of the best ways to foster peace and development is to give everyone a sense of belonging and equal opportunity, irrespective of age, gender, religion, tribe, class, or creed.
If we can tell ourselves the truth, then it means we are ready for growth and development. If we can come together and unite as one, no segregation, you're not talking about religion, ethnicity, tribe. So if we can look beyond these things, I think we will be able to achieve a lasting peace in this country because, yeah, Nigeria is a beautiful place. I'm happy to be back home. It's lovely here, been here. So, but we want a change. We want change so that those others like me in the diaspora will come back home.
Anayo Alaibe, a legal practitioner, was born in the eastern part of Nigeria. He, however, grew up in Lagos, schooled in Jos, and did his national youth service in Borno State. He says the kind of love, peace, and togetherness that existed in Nigeria in those old good days made him stay back in Maduguri for more than a decade after his youth service.
I would want a situation where a Yoruba man can come to the north and feel free, mingle, even intermarry with anybody from anywhere without us bringing up unnecessary sentiments as he is not a Muslim like me, he is not a Christian like me, he is not from my tribe, he doesn't speak my language. These are the things that tend to do what? To further tear us apart as a people. And the truth of it is, Nigeria is a very beautiful country. It is also a blessed country. But it is high time we start placing more emphasis on those things that unite us. Because when we place more emphasis on them, you will be shocked at the level of progress we will make as a people together without leaving anybody behind.
Anayo says government agencies must live up to their responsibility of ensuring peaceful coexistence among Nigerians.
So it is better for us as a people if we live together in peace and unity, knowing that we are nothing at the end of the day but just brothers and sisters. So if we continue to emphasize this, then the sky is the limit as a country.
There is advocacy that politicians should focus on issues that unite citizens rather than divisive tendencies, especially in the build-up to the general elections.
We did not start as a people after independence. Many years, centuries back, our different peoples had always had interactions one way or the other. We've had traders who came as far as Asaba, Edo, the old Benin Empire, who went as far as the old Kano Empire for trading purposes. We've also had historical facts of traders who came all the way from the northern part of this country and went to the hinterland, the Jaws, the Shekiris, and traded with them, traded with the people of Lagos. And if at those times issues like this were never brought to the fore, it then tells you that a lot of our problems actually began after our independence. And of course, no thanks to the politicians, because what we've discovered is they've used those little insignificant things that we thought were insignificant. They decided to latch onto it. Things like religion, things like tribe, things like ethnicity, and use it to do what? To divide us so that they can continue to remain relevant.
The Director General of the National Orientation Agency enumerates different policies of government to promote peace.
People to eschew violence, to remain peaceful, to remain accommodating, to also cooperate with the security agencies so that wherever there is something which does not appear good, or something which is something new, or something which is suspicious, they report to security agencies.
A professor of mass communication and a lecturer at the Base University in Abuja, who is also a peace ambassador, Professor Mohammed Kabiru Yusuf, is of the opinion that peace and harmony are necessary tools for national development.
The formulation we have in our minds, right, about this country, that we are different based on our tribes, based on our religion, based on our location or geographical location where we came from. All of these things are rubbish when you try to apply them in a nation state. What we have here is a nation state. Yes, I'm this tribe, I'm this person from this part of the country and belonging to this religion. All of these things only mean something to me, and they should be utilized by the government to make the nation state functions democratically, not that to now try to elevate them above the nation state.
He says traditional and religious leaders must play key roles in shaping the mindset of citizens.
Traditional rulers and religious leaders are at advantage position. They are at the grassroots. They relate directly with the people, and the people listen to them more than they listen to anyone else. You see, population, for them to listen to you, there has to be trust. And it seems there is a higher level of trust between Nigerian masses and the traditional leaders and religious leaders, more than there is between them and the formal form of government, right? People trust their imams and pastors more than they trust the local government chairman, more than they trust the governor, the commissioners, and all of that, right? But unfortunately, the clerics, most especially, are supposed to be part of our solution. But for the most part, in what we see in the last 2 decades, they're becoming part of the problem, right? And I'm saying this despite the fact that I myself am an imam.
Dr. Joseph of the Institute of Peace and Conflict Resolution advocates deliberate effort by government and all stakeholders towards addressing all grievances and ensure justice and equity in the society.
I think to a very large extent, in any society where people live together, in terms of community cohesion, understanding, consensus, the agreement to live together is very, very imperative. And I think that it is key for you to be able to do any other thing. And a society where there is no peace and anarchy prevails, that society can go nowhere. And that is the truth of the matter. So we must establish the premise that any society that wants to develop needs peace. Otherwise, whatever form of investment that you're investing, one day it could just go up in flame. And that is why peace is a priority, and peace is very important.
Attention is also drawn to divisive tendencies during electioneering.
No, the whole essence of our being as human beings, first and foremost, is peacemaking. From the family unit to the community unit to the group level to whatever level, national level and even international level, the whole essence of human existence is peacemaking. And that is why you know that every institution of government, whatever kind of role they are playing, is about peace building. Is it water supply you are talking about? Is it the construction of road you are talking about? Is it the healthcare system you are talking about? Is it the education sector you are talking about? Is it issues of policing, defense, intelligencing, whatever institution of human existence that you are looking at? Is it the religious bodies, the civil society organizations and all that? All those institutions, the primary essence of their being is about peacemaking. And that is why it's important for every of these institutions to function properly, to deliver the peace dividend for Nigerians.
The consensus is that living together in peace and harmony in an heterogeneous society is non-negotiable to enjoy the benefits of diversity for national development.
Quite true, Thomas. There is no gainsaying the place of peace and harmony for national development. That's the much time we'll allow for the program this week. Remember to look out for your neighbor and be your brother's keeper. My name is Mitaire Ikpen. Thanks for watching.